guess, what's the price of the most expensive pizza ever sold? All thanks to Bitcoin, on May 22nd, 2010, Laszlo Hania paid 10,000 Bitcoins just for 2 Papa John's pizzas, worth about $41 at that time. Now, those Bitcoins are worth $520 million. So why Bitcoin? Bitcoin was started with the vision of creating the money of the future. But before we talk about that, let's understand the history of money. From the beginning of mankind, anything I owe you was considered as money. In earlier times, a barter system would work, where a rice farmer would trade a bag of rice for maybe his need of 5 pieces of clothing. Today, imagine you giving away your iPhone for a bag of 10,000 Kit Kats. So that is how barter system works. This obviously did not work out, and people used it with limited availability for trading only. These items had some commonly agreed value, evolving from copper coins to silver and then gold. Eventually, carrying bags filled with gold to buy your daily needs was not feasible, and for smaller amounts of payments, you would not keep on breaking your gold bars into smaller pieces, right? And then the governments came into existence, claiming to print currency, the notes that you have in your pocket that hold certain value and would be regulated by governments. Unless it's month end and you're running short, just like me. Till 1971, the US dollar was backed by gold, and post that, this backing criterion was removed, and countries were free to print as much currency as they wanted. Basically, the more you print, the value of each note of the currency would fall, leading to inflation in economy. This led to hyperinflation in many countries like Venezuela and Zimbabwe, where notes of 2 billion denomination were used, where you would just have to carry sacks of currency to just buy a loaf of bread. Centralized systems like governments and banks have power to control a currency and allows fraudulent people with malicious intent to dupe the financial systems, leading to economic failures like 2008 economic crisis, major scams when loans without proper checks get sanctioned, leading to failures in banks. This led to the creation of something called Bitcoin in 2008 by an anonymous person called Satoshi Nakamoto. The idea is to shift the power from the hands of a selected few to making it decentralized, where no one can game the system or exercise undue influence for their benefits. This means anyone can send the money to other person anywhere in the world at high speeds, low cost, and no risk of fake currencies coming into the picture. What is Bitcoin? Now that we know why Bitcoin was created, let's find out what exactly is Bitcoin. Let's start with an example of your college friends, say Rahul, Sneha, Ayush, Aarti. Let's say every time you go out to eat, you have to split the money, and that would need a lot of cash exchanging hands. So you start maintaining a common pool, or let's call it a ledger, like Splitwise, that maintains all the spending done. At the end of the month, the people with negative balance put the money in the pool, and the people with positive balance take the money from the pool. Now think of this ledger like a notebook. Each transaction in this notebook is like a page that contains the transaction details, like Rahul paid Sneha 1,000 rupees. This is given a unique combination of letters and numbers called a hash that changes even with any minute change in the data. These pages are then connected with each other in a sequence, where the current page contains the hash code of the next and the previous page, making it a notebook. This chain of pages making a notebook is what's called a blockchain, where a chain of blocks are making the full ledger called Bitcoin. This notebook is not a single server like Google or Amazon. It is given to every person in the pool, in our case to all Rahuls and Snehas, Ayush and Aarti. Any change made by one person would have to be informed to others, and others would then decide whether they want to update the change. How does this help? This would eliminate dependency on banks, making sure another Nirav Modi incident does not occur. It would also eliminate the incoming flow of fake notes that are then used for illegal activities, as only the real ledgers would be maintained. Since anyone can hold Bitcoin and contribute to the system, it is fair to all, unlike banks where a lot of times wealthy are given preference. Since there's not a single owner of this ledger, it's transparent, decentralized, and more trust-inducing. Investing point of view. Now, with us knowing how Bitcoin broadly works, let's see how it has performed as an investment option. Because let's face it, all of us want to make some money, right? In 2010, a single Bitcoin was just $0.0008. So if you bought $100 worth of Bitcoin, today it would be $6.5 billion, easily making you a multi-billionaire. Today, Bitcoin has a market cap of over $1 trillion and is valued more than Facebook, coming in as 9th top asset as of December 2021. And it is only to grow from here. The supply for Bitcoin is fixed at 21 million, also making it famous by the name of digital gold. And it's still in its early phases with a ton of potential to grow. And that's why we at Flint are a believer of Bitcoin. But to invest, you should always do your own research. If you're excited about this space and want to try our cool new products, check us out at Flint.money. We are working on helping smart people generate wealth using the new and smart money. You guessed it right, it's crypto.
If this new and smart money excites you, come explore ways to generate wealth through crypto. Explore Flint.money to earn up to 13% interest per annum.
If you're liking what you're watching, subscribe to our YouTube channel.